Ah,
There she is.
hi, everybody.
Oh, girly.
If everybody could grab a headset, that would be great because in order to hear the tones of the monochord a little bit later after my talk, it sounds a lot better to get the resonance when you have the earbuds in your ear. So if you have them nearby or want to run and get them, I highly recommend it, especially doing any sound healing that's online. I have crafted a sound engineering studio here. So I have mics, I'm mic'd, I have packs, and I've tried to do my best with the sound engineer so that you guys can get a really crisp quality and really, really embrace the sound. So if you could get the headset in, you're really going to have a much better experience. So take a moment. In the meantime, hi, I'm Frances. I am also an avatar. My avatar is Elemental Goddess. I use the power of the elements for profound healing. As an acupuncture physician, we use the elements of nature, of course, and then there's many cultures throughout history that has used the elements: fire, air, water, earth. To me, water is my element. I'm a rebirth mermaid. I will say that. I live by the ocean and can't be anywhere else. So that's been helpful for me. Earth is the grounding nature of earthing and dance and putting our bare feet down. Air is the quality of sound and music. And then fire is kind of like the transformation within all of us. I also used to fire perform. So I've worked very closely with this element, but not everybody wants to play with fire, and that's understood understandable. So I've realized something as a healer. I have been doing this for 20 years and deep research probably for 25. I began as actually an interior designer, but I did study a lot of green design. So I was always on the holistic path, being somebody who suffered from allergies and many, many issues like that at a very young age. So as I was studying green design, I really wanted to learn about creating safe spaces for people. And as I realized I had allergies and all these low immunity issues, then I researched further. But then my path turned, working corporate America and a 9 to 5 job, actually pulling in on Saturdays and almost like 6, 7 days a week as an interior designer was very hard on my body, and my immune system really did drop. But lo and behold, I found yoga at a very young age back then. I think I was about 21, 22 years old. And this was probably in the early 90s. Where I just stumbled into it because I did study dance as a very young child, which is one of my healing elements. I did have a wonderful yoga teacher experience while I was working corporate America. So I found my path of yoga, and that was a wonderful path because it is the only path for me. And as a dancer, yoga practice was also very healing for the body, for recovery, for learning how to breathe, for meditation, all these wonderful aspects. So I left my design career and I became a yoga teacher, and I was intending on healing the world. And I did. I worked myself to death because I went from a corporate schedule to a yoga teacher schedule and still worked that many hours, which is not very healthy. There still needed to be time for myself and my own healing. But through that time, I learned about detoxing and juicing and all kinds of therapies, especially somebody who suffered from allergies. So it was a wonderful time. I did have many, many clients and traveled with them and was able to teach yoga, which was a very beautiful and profound experience. And then I moved further and went into my master's degree and learned about acupuncture and really wanted to know more and be able to help more. And really, with acupuncture is how I really connected more with the elements because we use the herbs and the Chinese medicine theory. So, all through this, I did keep with my dance practice. And lo and behold, I wanted more. I wanted to combine the yoga and the dance. So I was able to study Indian dance in Odissi, Indian classical dance. And that was a wonderful practice because we lined up the energies of the body by using sacred mudras. And this is a sacred temple dance. So we actually line up the body like a personal yantra when we do these sacred movements that are from generations down, temple dancing. Tribal belly dance is another thing that I study, and I realized the movements in the body and the spinal movements were really important for facilitating deep healing. So through this big circle Of course, music and sound healing was also added to the box. Probably had these monochords, well, this particular monochord for about 6 years now, and the sound bowls, and I've been researching like crazy and other music things. But what I have found on this very diverse journey is that to facilitate deep and profound healing, the creative spirit and the creative soul also needs to be addressed, because I was doing everything right. I was juicing and eating right and yoga and meditation, but I didn't feed my creative spirit. Yeah, I did dance as a hobby, but then I was like, it needs to be more for me, because I feel like when we feed our creative spirit, we actually feed our soul. So music is one thing that can be very powerful into the cells and into the body. I mean, if we're having a bad day, we put in a song and it changes our mood. I mean, it has this profound way. And then as I studied more on these kind of higher harmonics, like the monochord and the sound bowls, there were different frequencies that actually healed different levels and chakras of the body. And then studying further, I now work with an Indian classical vocal teacher, and I learned the power of the voice. And by teachers like Jill Peirce, who also works with overtoning and these Mongolian chants, and how facilitating the vibration in your body, how that also can facilitate a deep healing. So I decided for tonight's lecture that I really wanted to focus on deep healing and recovery, especially for chronic illness, because I too also suffer from a chronic illness. It is Lyme disease, but I have it handled, and I have it pretty much at a level where I can function properly. I live a very full life, and I travel and I do wonderful things, but I also have a lot of preventative things that I have to do for myself, keeping away from allergic things, keeping away from EMFs and toxins and chemicals and all these things also helps me profoundly. But what I realized the most is that when I worked with the power of my body, my movement, my voice, and working with sound healing, it changed my healing to another level. So this is what I wanted to share with you all for today. In the history of sound, we'll start with this first. I mean, many cultures, I mean, my family is Greek, and that's my heritage. And for many ancient Greek cultures, they facilitated sound healing, and they had sound healing rooms, as well as dream chambers, where each person would go into the specific room that was all set up, which is kind of what I recreated here with light therapy things. You know, you can't see it, but I have the prisms up there to facilitate the light coming in, and then kind of creating a little temple of sound and healing, which this room is only used for such. And people would go into these rooms, and, you know, the others would pray in another room and basically send all their energy into this room. And then there were some sound tools that they would work with them, and people had profound healing. And then cultures who use the power of prayer while you pray over somebody. I mean, that prayer is also a vibration where you're using your own voice, your own, you know, internal musical instrument in order to do healing upon somebody. You know, the power of laying of the hands, of speaking prayer into somebody. But there's many cultures too that actually vocal tone. They use Mongolian chants, Buddhist chants, and they chant into the body parts of these people for healing, and people have been healed. So I find that fascinating and so amazing that we have our own internal system that can actually help us, especially when our body systems are maybe a little depleted or a little low. So, and then the power of movement. I mean, throughout cultures and history too, we have singing and dancing and celebrating and bringing in the joy into your body, into your system for profound healing. So moving, you know, just your spine. Your spine is like your nervous system. So there was a point where I couldn't even move my body. I had such chronic fatigue, but yet I would just at least move my spine, you know, back and forth, forward and back, you know, gentle healing yoga postures on bolsters and props that would just open up the spine. All those things of just doing simple movement was changing the state of your psychology and of your body. So all of these tools, I've wanted to work together as one. I mean, somatic dance has been around forever, where a teacher would play the music and you just sway your body and just let whatever come out, come out. And then they would add the vocals when people had maybe repressed anger or repressed whatever trauma in their body, and just yelling and screaming was just so freeing and actually facilitated a profound healing in their nervous system and into their body of just releasing those things out. So it's so important to use these tools. I mean, we all have them. We don't need to go to the doctor. We can just kind of play some music and move our body and just sway and maybe moan and groan and just even scream if we have to, because it could be so therapeutic and healing. Minding your neighbor and, of course, your significant other in the house. You want a special space for that. So just tying it back into the monochord. So the monochord has the 36 string. It's a 36 string instrument. It goes into the Pythagorean theory of mathematics. And to me, I feel like it travels the energy upward, even though these chords are an A and a C, which are a little bit lower vibration. They're definitely a little bit more grounding and more of the deep earth energy, more than the crystal bowls, which tend to fly us up. But it has been known that these stringed instruments can have a powerful effect on the cells in our body, rejuvenating them and healing them and energizing them, because it is all about body and it is all about energy. We want to bring energy into ourselves. So that's all I really want to talk about. I would like you guys to also experience, I mean, from relieving stress to just changing your physical mental state. You know, you can come in sad, you can come in happy, you can come in whatever, and then just going into that meditative state can also shift us into a different awareness. For just releasing any blockages. Sometimes we have anxiety and we don't know where to put it, or we have some anger and we don't know where to put it. If we just sit and breathe and allow these different tones and some movement, we can also kind of move this energy out and, you know, keep our bodies open so that deep healing can actually occur. So, and then even to the fight or flight, for people who have an overactive nervous system, you know, and just are antsy, just using these tools can also bring them into a state of homeostasis and relax and just be able to breathe again. So many different ways to get to the same thing. And I really hope that you guys can really understand that the power is within yourself. I mean, I like doing the chakra toning for each of the chakras. There's a seed syllable, Om, Sham, Ham, Vam, Ram, Yam, Lam, and just chanting those every day while you're focusing on each of the chakras are so very powerful. That's a practice I pretty much do daily as well. And it just kind of sets my day. And then even just oming, just using the word Om and allowing that vibration to just sit with myself, that also is a very powerful practice. So many ways to do it on your own. Of course, having a facilitator helps to move the energy along, especially when our bodies are so weak and so fragile from recovering from illness. I have many people who help me. Sheri is one of them. And I thank God for all of them because they've moved me past my healing journey. But I believe everything happens for a reason. And I feel like I gave until I fell over. And then it was my time, maybe these past few years, to learn how to receive. And in this receiving, I was able to research and learn more about a lot of different health aspects and a lot of different ways to help facilitate others to get into their healing. So we can now finally go and do a little bit of stuff now. If you have your headset, go ahead and put it on. And I do want to do maybe the chakra toning. If you guys want, I think that will be good. Let's do a little bit of moving first because the spine is the really most important. So you can stand or you can sit, whatever's easier for you. So I like doing movement just to shake whatever energy is out of the body, and then using the voice so that we can create our own internal healing vibration, and then just laying down and receiving, which will be me as the facilitator playing the instruments for you. So choose to stand or to sit. I don't have a lot of room. If I stand, I may lose you guys in the picture. So I'll just be kneeling. So for those of you that don't have a body awareness, if you do yoga, if you're a dancer, your awareness is very sharp. But there's a lot of people who don't, and they don't understand what their body is trying to tell them. So we have many different body parts and things, but I want to focus today just on the spinal column because this talk is on health recovery. And I feel like the spinal column is the biggest thing that's attached to our nervous system, and our nervous system needs to be calm in order to heal. So just take a few moments and breathe. You can close your eyes. Now, the spine moves in many different directions. It can go forward or back, side to side. It can undulate up and down. Now, I practice belly dance, so my spine is going to do some pretty amazing things. If you can't move your spine the same way, do not worry. Just move it in any which way you can. So, with your eyes closed, I want you to just move your spine forward, move your spine backward, and just feel. If you tune in deep with your eyes closed, you can start to really feel each of the vertebrae opening and moving. This already can give you a profound healing because now the energy is awakening from the Kundalini to the chakra system to also the anatomical system. And then I want you to move your spine from side to side. You can create like an S, and if your spine doesn't do that, just move from side to side. That's fine too. And now I want you to move your spine in a circle. So just kind of moving your chest forward and back and all around. And now you can create almost a vortex of energy just from moving in a circle. And then I want you to move in another circle the opposite direction so we can get both sides hemisphere of the brain. And then go from side to side again. Make sure you're breathing very deep because that's the most important part. And then go forward and back. And then stop for a moment. And I want you to breathe really deep. And if you could listen to your body's wisdom, it could be an inner voice, it could be a sound. There's a message that your spine is trying to tell you. Try to listen deep for this message. Take a second. And as you listen to your body's innate wisdom, we're going to make a sound. And I think everybody's muted, so it doesn't matter. Nobody will hear you. I want you to make a sound as if how you're showing up for today. And that sound can be a giggle, it can be a scream, it could be a moan, it could be a hum, it could be anything. So I want you to take a deep inhale and just create a sound for your body. Do it again. One more time. Now I want you to feel that vibration, and also how bringing in that extra oxygen in your body also not only did it energize your spine, but it also awakened your brain. And we'll do a little bit of chakra chanting. We'll go quickly. So put your hands on the lower belly, which is your root chakra. Visualize the color red, and the seed syllable sound is LAM, L-A-M. So when everybody take a deep inhale, we'll chant LAM together. LAM. Allowing the sound to vibrate. Take your hands a little bit further up into the sacral area, about a couple inches above, and seeing the color orange. And the seed syllable sound is vam, V-A-M. Take a deep inhale. Bam. And feeling the vibration there into the second area. And then bring your hands further up into the solar plexus. The seed syllable sound is Ram, R-A-M. Take a deep inhale. Ram. Taking your hands a little further up into the heart. The color is green. The seed syllable sound is Yam, Y-A-M. Take a deep inhale. Yam. Taking the hands up into the throat, the color blue. The seed syllable sound is Hum, H-A-M. Take a deep inhale. Hum. Taking it one more step up into the third eye. The seed syllable sound is Sham, S-H-A-M, in a deep indigo. Take a deep inhale. Sham. And then the hands to the crown where the bright white light, the seed syllable sound is Om. Take a deep inhale. Om. Relaxing your hands to the lap. Just breathe deep. And now just notice the difference in your body. We've moved the spine, regenerating the nervous system. We've used the power of our own voice to vocal tone each of the chakras, awakening them, circulating them, and energizing them. So for the next part, if you'd like to lay down, go ahead. If you want to say sitting in meditation, you can. And Sheri, if you could just quickly tell me how much time I have, we'll do a little bit of the monochord.
We're actually over time.
Oh, over time. Okay, so then you guys are going to have to catch me in the playroom then. Thank you, everybody.
No. You got to give them at least 5 minutes of this because
Okay.
you're live on Facebook.
So
And
we'll
then you to your room,
okay.
and
So
then they'll see you in the playroom. Let's do
okay.
experience.
5 minutes. So everybody lay down if you can, or just sit up in deep meditation. And just receive. So everything that you've integrated, this new spine, these awakened chakras, I want you now to go into receiving and just let go. Start to take deeper breaths into the body. And then just gently wiggling fingers and toes. If you're laying down, start to move a little bit. And then sitting up when you're ready.
Can we bring you home with us?
We haven't even got to Zeus. So I saved him for the playroom.
So what is that? Is that like that one on steroids?
This one is Zeus. Yes, he's much louder. He's a C. And this particular instrument also has a koto and a tambura.
Uh-huh.
So it's much louder. It's actually can be stood up and it's more for larger groups. But because I have everything mic'd up, it should sound really good.
Wow.
Give us a little sample of that.
Oh, okay. Well, each monochord has a different tune. So this is an A and this is a C. Give it a little bit of a Zeus, and you'll see why I call him Zeus.
I can't see. Are there strings on that side? Yeah.
Yes, this is stringed. Let me see if I can bring him out a little bit. Can you see him better?
Yeah.
Well, I believe you.
Yeah, he's very large.
What is it called?
Cool.
Okay. This is a koto, which is okay. So these instruments are from Feeltone. They're a company in Germany, and they've recreated the monochord. But they've also created this 3-in-1 instrument, which the monochord is on one side, and the koto, which is actually a Japanese, I believe, Asian stringed instrument. And they added a little piece of a tambura. So that's the Indian, rare, rare that you hear, aspect of it. So yeah.
That was so cool. Awesome.
I want to introduce you to Stephen. Maybe we can put you in the same room, like just hanging out.
Yeah, that would be very cool. I also do have a few other things, but we can see it later. I did finally get my crystal harp. The harp here. Which is very much like Stephen. It reminds me of Stephen, I think.
Oh, it sounds
I remember
good.
years ago, he did something with Georgia Kelly, who plays a harp.
It carries well too.
Oh, man, it's awesome.
Yeah, I have a crystal
beautiful.
as well, and a few other little goodies. But yes, but today I really wanted to focus on the monochord. But yes, we can really go crazy with our sound healing tools.
So yeah, I can imagine Jen with the crystal harp. Yes, Jen, you and crystal harp. Oh yeah, even the monochord. Like you're such an angel, anyways. Like just give her a little bit more wings. So everybody, thank you. We're going to be bringing you into your own room number 108 for Q&A right now. And she will be in her own private experience at 7:30 in the playroom. Are you doing any door prize today?
Yes, my door prize was the 30-minute sound healing experience.
Oh,
nice.
Yes.
Who wants to win that prize? So I need you to either write down on a piece of paper, if you got a piece of paper next to you, 0 to 100. And everybody has to write in the chat the winning prize numbers for you to have a session with her. Is it 30-minute session?
It's a 30-minute session, yes.
Valued at?
The 30-minute is, I have discounted rates because of COVID and this crazy pandemic we're in. So it's only $55 valued.
Very good.
Okay, so you guys write down in the chat if you want to win a session with her. Go ahead, write it down, and grab a pen and paper for you, Francis, and let's see who wins. And whoever the winner is, make sure you write in the chat your email.
Oh, I might need a minute for a pen. I'm so sorry. Let me try and find it.
Who has pens? I go through a lot of pens. I'm a pen person.
1 second.
Okay, everybody else, we're going to count down while she grabs her pen.
I have the pen.
Mark, you can even go for it too.
Okay, I think I lost you guys. Hold on 1 second.
Jennifer, put your Jennifer and Virginia, Jay, Ram. Beautiful. If anybody who's watching right now on replay or on Facebook, you have to be here on Zoom in order to have the experience, a full experience, because this is where we give away the door prizes worth thousands of dollars by the end of the night. And then you get to go into the private rooms with everybody for like $1 a minute, honestly. Okay, so everybody ready to go? As soon as she comes back, we're going to pick it because we're going to bring out our next speaker. We're going to be a little flexible tonight because we did have a cancellation, so we're not on such a tight timeline. So we have like, a few extra minutes per person to spread it out. So coming up next, we have Jen, Goddess Jen, who's going to talk about understanding the soul plan. Every name has a meaning or name holds a code. She's going to be right here in the main room. And in the fun room, right now we have Ellen Pellegrino. You may jump into room number 1. All you have to do is go down to the more button. Francis is coming back in the room. Somehow we lost her. Right now in the playroom, you can go hang out with Ellen Pellegrino. And after that, we have Tina Woolsey to talk about harmonizing the chakras with Ayurveda. So you back, Francis?
Yes, I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we lost you.
My computer died. I fixed it.
It's okay.
Zoom life.
Yeah, so you got your pen?
I got my pen.
You wrote down your number?
My number is 0200, you said?
0 to 100. Okay, and then hold it up.
If people could see that.
No, 0 to 100.
02100?
0 dash to 100.
Oh,
Pick a number from 1 to 100.
sorry.
Eddie put it 1 to 100.
So you want me to pick a number from 1 to 100? I got
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
I got it.
65.
So Julian, 6 and 5 is 11. 1 and 1 is 2. You got it.
Well, we have to honor the guests before the practitioners, you guys. I know, Jen, you want to win a session, but maybe you guys can work out a trade with each other and let the guest win the prize. Okay. So we have, looks like we have number 44 would be the closest number, would be Jay Shap.
Hey, hi, Jay.
Hi, thanks so much. Yeah, this is great. Thank you. I'm excited.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, wonderful.
Sorry, Jen, you'll have to work it out with her and do some kind of trade. Okay, sweetie? Okay, so Jay, make sure you put in the chat your email so we can make sure that she gets that, or you can go see her.
I was just enhancing my psychic powers there.
And you can go see Francis in room number 108. We have also Robert is number 11. We have Julian in 98. We have Tina in number 24. We have Ellen in 44, and we have Donna in number 8. Everybody is available right now all night long. You could either go directly into the room if nobody's there. You can go into room number 2 and see who's hanging out, or you can write in the chat who you want to see.